The one thing I wish there was more of in the sequel trilogy was backstory. Some gap-filling information. The New Republic, Snoke, the rise of the First Order. I know the span of time between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens is like 30 years, and if the movie was to detail everything that happened between that time, that would be a hell of a lot of expository dialogue. But come on, you can paint with broad brush strokes. And hey, as a fan of the direction the sequels are going, the one thing that I think is lacking is in-film details about why the state of the galaxy is the way it is. Now, there is non-film material that fills those gaps and fills it really well. But as I've always said, explanations for things that happened or are happening in a movie should be defined in the movie itself. I shouldn't have to go outside to a visual dictionary or even read a great novel to learn about how we got here. I've talked about that in regards to the prequels, and I've talked about it on live streams in regards to the sequel trilogy. And as I've read more canon books and learned more about what was going on in the gap of time between trilogies, the more I wish the entire Star Wars movie-going audience, the vast majority of which will never pick up a Star Wars book, had an opportunity to learn a little bit about why things are the way they are through in-movie details. And on the flip side, I can honestly see the reason for not spelling things out fully to the audience in detail. We are along for the ride, rolling with this new generation of heroes, and chances are they don't really give a damn why things are the way they are. They're in the moment and they just want to kick some ass. There's really no reason for Rey or Finn or anyone to ask why the First Order is the First Order, or what happened in the past 30 years, much of which they might not have even been alive for. There's a threat. Let's eliminate the threat. I get it, from their perspective. But as an audience member who has watched the rise and fall of different governments, factions, rebellions in the Star Wars universe, a little bit of in-film backstory would have been great. I don't know how that could have been achieved without it feeling forced. Like I said, having a character ask about the past, or having someone just start talking about it for no reason other than telling the audience, might have felt goofy inside of the story. We've all seen those types of movies, even video games, especially like science fiction or fantasy movies and games, where a character talks at length about the Bleep Blorp invasion or the zippity glue war on planet Warble Barble, and that character might as well just be staring at the camera and saying, hey, this is for you. This information is for you. I'm boiling down our entire history into 30 seconds for you, audience member. And that kind of stuff has always felt really out of place and wonky to me. Expository dialogue can be great, but if it feels out of place, goddamn, it's glaring. With all of that being said, I do wish more in-movie details were given. As much as I enjoy learning about this galaxy far, far away in books, comics, visual dictionaries, and video games, I would prefer if big details regarding the state of things were addressed in the movies. I'm talking about big details. I'm not talking about shit like Snoke having an obsidian stone ring from Mustafar that was engraved with the glyphs used by the 4 sages of Duarte. No, not that kind of stuff. That kind of shit is not important in a movie. I'm talking about the main big thread that has connected the flow and progress of events happening in the entire saga. HelloGreedo, out.